Hey, 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 welcome back, friend, to another episode of the Encourage Over Everything show. It's your hostess with the mostest, Letitia here. And and we are talking all about boundaries, but I feel like we can't talk about boundaries without also talking about the fear of rejection, because that is often the reason why we might avoid or just set to the side the whole boundaries situation. There's a lot of fear that comes up when you decide that now is the time to actually put up and maintain a boundary. There's the fear of not being approved of or accepted. There's the fear of having to deal with all of this conflict because the person might be feeling some type of way because you decided that you want to set up a boundary. And there's also the fear of losing a relationship. To be honest, this is a lot of what I hear when I'm working with people on boundaries is that fear that they're going to actually lose a relationship if they decide to put up some boundaries. Actually, I seen a comment on a TikTok video that I made recently from Carol, and Carol was saying that she was so afraid of losing this person that she loved with all of her heart, but she knew that she had to set boundaries. And I had to just shout out Carol because first of all, friend, this is major. It's so easy to set aside our own needs just to avoid ruffling some feathers or someone feeling some type of a way because we're choosing to honor ourselves. It's really a basic human desire to belong, to be accepted. It goes all the way back to the caveman days. Just having that desire to be a part of a group, it meant survival. So we have that built into our human DNA, just that desire to want to belong and be accepted. Whenever you decide to let your fear override your faith, it's gonna cost you. So let's talk about some of the other things that it costs you when you decide to value someone else's needs over your own. It's going to cost you your peace because ultimately it's going to grow resentment. You're going to be frustrated and you're going to be feeling emotionally exhausted because it is exhausting when you are putting everyone else ahead of yourself. It weighs on you, it's taxing. And it's also going to cost you your self worth because you end up really telling yourself that you don't matter, your values, your needs, that they just don't mean as much as this other person's needs. And friend, let me just tell you, firmly believe that if any relationship means that you have to sacrifice yourself, honey, it is too expensive to be in. Okay. Sorry, I just had to put that in there. But the other thing that it costs you is one of the things that you're trying to avoid in your relationships anyway, which is disconnects. When you're not being true to yourself, it's going to create disconnects in your relationship and it is going to show up. And the other person, they can feel it too when you're not fully being honest with them about how you really feel. It's going to create some tension there. So even when you have this fear and you're operating from this place of fear that you're going to lose this person, I just want you to understand what also is at stake and what also comes at the cost of honoring someone else's needs above your own. Hey, friend, just really quick, are you signed up for the newsletter? OMG. If you are not already on the list to receive the weekly newsletter, Love Notes, If you are not already getting that coming straight to your inbox, you have got to get yourself signed up. If you want to get the deeper insights into the podcast, be the first to know what's coming up and just all the goodies, honey. The newsletter, Love Notes, is the place that you want to be. So make sure that you check out the link in the show notes and get yourself on the list, honey, so you can be the first to find out everything that's coming your way. Now, let's talk rejection because I don't know anybody who enjoys it. Okay. So we already know coming in that this is not a place that is enjoyed, okay? However, I still want to encourage you to see this as a tool that you can learn from, and it's really going to help you grow. Because reflection is like a mirror, it's really showing you the places and spaces where you need more self acceptance and self love and even healing. And when you are not afraid of rejection, you really gain so much freedom to act in alignment with your true self. And that is ultimately where you really want to be. The people that feel the most unfulfilled in their life, it's because they are living a life that is not theirs. They're living the life that maybe their parents carved out for them, or living the life of what their friends think that they should be living. And all of those things, if that's not also in alignment with your true self, it makes you feel disconnected from who you really are. And then you feel lost because you can't figure out why you don't know who you are. And it's because you've chosen to live this life that is just not yours. And rejection is that mirror that really helps you see that. And not to mention, so often you tend to focus on what you think you're going to lose as a result of speaking your truth or standing up for yourself or asking for what you need. But let's also consider what there is to be gained. And let's get to that place where you can be more willing to lose a person that's not really about you and not really for you in order to gain more of you. And what I mean by gain more of you, I'm talking about gain your self respect, your self worth, your self love, gain stronger relationships. You want relationships that feel close and connected, not disconnected. And if you are going to lose anything, let it be the wrong ones, okay? Because you're never going to lose the right ones for you. But be willing, be okay to lose who is not for you so that you can gain more of you because you are the prize. And so instead of being afraid of who you're going to lose, be more afraid of losing yourself because that is what's really at stake. It is losing you, losing that connection with, and friend, we are just not doing that anymore. We're just not doing that. Okay. That's just not what we do. Okay. Okay. If you want help communicating your boundaries, you have to get the response and responsibility checklist. Not only is it giving you 5 steps to help you improve your communication, but it's going to help you with having those difficult conversations so much easier, way more effective. And that includes expressing your boundaries. This is a checklist that helps you with communication across the board. So make sure that you check out the link in show notes and get yourself your checklist because better conversations are coming your way. Okay, so friend, I know we've been talking about boundaries and why it's so important to set them and maintain and honor them. And I want to just acknowledge the elephant in the room because it can be uncomfortable to honor your boundaries. But I want you to be okay with the discomfort because so often you got to get uncomfortable in order to get comfortable. You know what I mean? And as with anything, the more that you practice honoring your boundaries, the easier it is for you to do that. So be okay with the discomfort. It's temporary. It is not a permanent thing. And don't be afraid to start small. I'm not asking you to go out here and set up all these boundaries today. So be okay with starting small and be okay with the discomfort that comes along with that. It is just growing pains, honey. It just happens. Anytime that you are growing and evolving, there are going to be some growing pains. Let's also bust another myth that boundaries means keeping people out. There's also another side of it that doesn't get talked about enough, and that's letting ourselves in. Yes, your boundaries can protect you. They can create a safety net for you. They can create some rules of interaction and engagement with you. But it's also an opportunity for your true self to be fully expressed. It is also about you letting more of yourself in. Besides, you deserve to have relationships that are filled with love and respect. But my friend, that starts with you. It first starts with you. I hope that you loved being here with me as much as I love to connect here with you. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share this episode with some friends. Whoever you think needs more positive messages in their life, be sure to share this with some friends and leave a review because it's really the best way to say thank you. All right, my friend, I am sending you big virtual hugs. And I'm so proud of you again for going on this journey of boundaries and really putting yourself and your needs first because you are valuable. I want you to know how incredibly valuable you are. And your boundaries are a reflection of how valuable you are. So encourage over your boundaries because together we can encourage over everything.